विश्वविद्यालय कुलगीत। मैं आप सभी से आग्रह करता हूं कि कृपया अपना स्थान ग्रहण करें।
May I request our dignitaries to begin the program by lighting of the lamp.
मैं मंचासीन अतिथियों से आग्रह करता हूं कि वे कृपया दीप प्रज्वलित करके दीक्षांत समारोह का शुभारंभ करें। माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति भारत श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी, इस कार्यक्रम की विशिष्ट अतिथि डॉक्टर श्रीमती सुदेश धनखड़ जी, राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के मुख्य कुलदेशिक तथा अरुणाचल प्रदेश के माननीय राज्यपाल लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल कैवल्य त्रिविक्रम पटनायक जी, राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के कुलाधिपति डॉक्टर जे सुरेश बाबू जी, दीप प्रज्वलन के लिए।
As tradition, we would like to welcome our dignitaries on the dais. May I request Dr. J. Suresh Babu, IAS, Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University, to kindly do the honors. Please welcome our chief guest, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, to Rajiv Gandhi University, Rono Hills, Delmukh. As a token of our love and appreciation, thank you, Chancellor, sir. Next, we would like to welcome Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh and Chief Rector of Rajiv Gandhi University, Lieutenant General K.T. Parnaik, PVSN, UYSM, YSN. May I request Professor S.K. Nayak, Honorable Vice Chancellor in charge, Rajiv Gandhi University, to do the honors. Welcome, sir, to Rajiv Gandhi University.
इस दीक्षांत समारोह में विशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में उपस्थित अरुणाचल प्रदेश के माननीय राज्यपाल और राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के मुख्य कुलदेशिक लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल कैवल्य त्रिविक्रम पटनायक जी का स्वागत करते हुए राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के कुलपति प्रोफेसर एस के नायक जी, इसी क्रम में मैं प्रोफेसर जुमीर बासार को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं कि वे इस दीक्षांत समारोह की विशिष्ट अतिथि डॉक्टर श्रीमती सुदेश धनखड़ जी का स्वागत और अभिनंदन करें। प्रोफेसर जुमीर बासार जी इस दीक्षांत समारोह की विशिष्ट अतिथि डॉक्टर श्रीमती सुदेश धनखड़ जी का स्वागत और अभिनंदन करते हुए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अब मैं स्वागत राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय कुल सचिव
Honorable Vice President of India, the Chief Guest, and Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh, the Chief Rector of RGU, with your due permission, may I request the Honorable Chancellor to kindly declare the 22nd convocation of Rajiv Gandhi University open.
I declare the 22nd convocation of Rajiv Gandhi University open.
अब इस दीक्षांत समारोह में स्वागत वक्तव्य देने के लिए मैं राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के माननीय कुलपति प्रोफेसर एस के नायक जी को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं। प्रोफेसर एस के नायक जी, स्वागत वक्तव्य के लिए।
Honorable Vice President of India and Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankar ji, Lieutenant General K. Trivikram Parnaik, PVSM, UISM, YSM, the Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh and Chief Rector of Rajiv Gandhi University, Dr. J. Suresh Babu, Honorable Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University, Shri Pasan Dorji Sona, Honorable Minister of Education, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, Professor Tomo Riva, Vice Chancellor, Arunachal Pradesh University, Director NIT, Director General of Police, Deputy Commissioner, Papumpare and Superintendent of Police, Director, Higher and Technical Education, Sri Navam Vivek, Honorable MLA, Dr. N.T. Rikam, Register, Dr. Vijay Raji, Controller of Examination, Professor Otem Padung, Finance Officer, all distinguished members of the University Court, Executive Council and Academic Council, the Deans of Faculties, Head of Departments and Directors of Institutes, community leaders, officers of the State Government and District Administration, and the Gambura present, statutory officers, faculty members, staff and students, media friends, security personnel and guests, ladies and gentlemen present. Now, on behalf of Rajiv Gandhi University, I extend my utmost regard and warm welcome to all the dignitaries and esteemed guests present for this 22nd convocation. We are honored to have with us today the Honorable Vice President of India as our distinguished chief guest. We are equally honored with the august presence of Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankar ji. We are thankful to your Madam and Sir for your kind presence here. I am humbled to acknowledge the gracious presence of Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh and Chief Rector of Rajiv Gandhi University. Sir is always gracious enough for Rajiv Gandhi University and he always blessed us with his presence. Now I don't want to speak much about this. Finally, I welcome all the students and all the dignitaries present here. We are really thankful to all of you. Once again, Jai Hind and Jai Arunachal. Thank you.
Let the candidates for receiving the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master's and Bachelor's degrees in various disciplines and programs be presented.
Chancellor Sir, I present to you the candidates who have been examined and found qualified for receiving degree of Doctorate of Philosophy, Master's and Bachelor's degrees in various programs and disciplines during the academic session 2023-24, to which I pray that they may now be admitted to their respective degrees.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University, I admit you for award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Master's and Bachelor's degrees in various programs and disciplines, and charge you that ever in your life and conversation you show yourself worthy of the same.
Honorable Chief Guest, I present to you the Chancellor's Gold Medal and Vice Chancellor's Gold Medal winners for the academic session 2023-24. The Chancellor's Gold Medal winner, academic session 2023-24, Ms. Rishika Barua, MSc Chemistry. May I request our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice President of India, to do the honors. The Chancellor's Gold Medal winner, Rishika Barua, MSc Chemistry.
कुलपति स्वर्ण पदक के लिए मैं सिमरन जाबोजू को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं। कुलपति स्वर्ण पदक इस बार प्रदान किया जा रहा है सुश्री सिमरन जाबोजू। मैं मुख्य अतिथि से आग्रह करता हूं कि वे उन्हें स्वर्ण पदक प्रदान करें। कुलपति स्वर्ण पदक सिमरन जाबोजू को बीएससी इन जूलॉजी जीव विज्ञान में स्नातक के लिए।
Thank you, sir. May I now request Lieutenant General K.T. Parnaik, the Honorable Governor of Arunachal Pradesh and the Chief Rector of Rajiv Gandhi University, to address the gathering.
Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankar ji, Chancellor Rajiv Gandhi University, Dr. Suresh Babu ji, Vice Chancellor Professor S.K. Nayak ji, Registrar Shri N. Terikam ji, Controller of Examination Vijay Raj ji, all the distinguished guests and invitees, members of the Court, Academic Council, and Executive Council, Deans, Heads of Department and Directors of Institutes, all the awardees of medals and degree for your academic successes and their family members as well as relatives. statutory officers, faculty members, staff, students, community members, all other guests, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to express my sincere regards and gratitude to most respectable Honorable Vice President of India for his august presence here as the chief guest of the 22nd convocation ceremony of Rajiv Gandhi University. My gratitude also goes to Madam Dr. Sudesh Dhankarji for gracing this occasion. I express warm greetings to all the learned members present in this hall on this momentous occasion. Dear graduates, today you step into a world that eagerly awaits your contributions. It is a day to celebrate not just your academic accomplishments, but also the personal growth and resilience you have demonstrated throughout your journey. You are the pride of this university, your families, and our nation. As graduates of Central University, you carry the responsibility of shaping the future of your state and our country. This day marks an important milestone, not only in the lives of our graduates, but also in the journey of this great institution, which has consistently upheld the ideals of academic excellence, holistic education for nearly 4 decades now. Education is the cradle of democracy and humanity, as highlighted by our visionary Prime Minister recently. It is also the foundation of Vishwa Guru Bharat, enabling us to build a better world for the generations to come. Every graduate must be well aware of not only national aspirations, needs and expectations. You should become well versed in comprehending the global challenges as well. Young graduates of tomorrow need to gain practical experience in areas of community engagement and service, environmental education that would include climate change, pollution, waste management, sanitation, conservation and management of biological resources and biodiversity. The vision of Viksit Bharat enumerated by Honorable Prime Minister is being driven by today's leaders. However, the onus of accomplishing this dream by 2047 will rest on your shoulders as you step out in the chosen fields of your work. You will also assume leadership roles. Ladies and gentlemen, a great leader brings about perceptible change in the lives of the people, while a visionary leader changes the course of history. There could be none better example than our Honorable Prime Minister, who gave a clarion call to make India free from open defecation by 2019. He ignited a mass movement for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to free nearly 300 million from open defecation. Huge funds were allotted. Members of Parliament were asked to allocate their local area development funds for toilets, and corporates also contributed through the CSR. His personal experience of poverty and empathy for fellow citizens was articulated as Jan Bhagidari, which inspired the change. Similarly, the removal of Article 370 from Jammu and Kashmir by focusing on development of the area, involving stakeholders, following deep consultations and strategic planning were a key to adaptive leadership. That is, invoking stakeholders as problem solvers, and that is the lesson that we have to take home. Another glowing example was the deft handling of the biggest disaster of this millennium, the COVID-19. I am stating these just to give an example of what is expected of us in coming years. Leaderships are of various kinds: democratic, participative, autocratic, but what is needed from you is a transformational leadership that will shape the course of events in future. Next 25 years have been recognized as the Amrit Kaal, when we can attain new heights of development and make our country a Vishwa Guru in the true sense. Amrit Kaal emphasizes on 5 core principles: developing India, eliminating traces of colonial mentality, instilling a sense of respect and pride in our roots, fostering unity and promoting a sense of duty amongst our citizens. To do so, we need to bring about fundamental changes in our systems, attitudes, mentality, ideology, and resolutions to realize your dreams. Individuals from every field, whether it is politics, legislation, technology, or agriculture, must step forward by imbibing the spirit of nation first. I would like to once again remind the young graduating students today that your degrees are equally your share of responsibilities to your family, to your community, to your immediate society, your state, and your country. In all your thoughts and conduct, you should keep it in mind that there are expectations from you which become your bounden duty to fulfill. The students must always remember that being Shikshit Anushasat Prerit, which is a harbinger to becoming a good citizen, is not an option anymore, but the only way forward towards earning respect and making the imprint. Lastly, on behalf of the state and its people, I express my heartfelt gratitude to the faculty and the staff of RGU for their unwavering dedication to nurturing the talent and fostering excellence. To the families of the graduates, your sacrifices and support have been instrumental in today's achievements, and to our graduates, may your endeavors bring you honor. To your alma mater, your families, to the state, let your success inspire others and light the path for future generations. Congratulations once again. Jai Arunachal, Jai Hind.
इस महत्वपूर्ण वक्तव्य के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजीव गांधी विश्वविद्यालय के मुख्य कुलदेशिक और अरुणाचल प्रदेश के माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय। अब मैं इस दीक्षांत समारोह में दीक्षांत वक्तव्य देने के लिए भारत के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी को मंच पर आमंत्रित करता हूं।
Good evening, all of you. I will never forget this moment. I find there are more girls in the room than boys. Yes, sir. Is that correct? Well, boys, I assure you, you are safe. Lieutenant General K.T. Parnaik ji, we just have had the benefit of his address reflecting on contemporary scene and your obligations to society. I am sure this will go a long way in shaping you as good citizens of this country. Dr. J. Suresh Babu, Chancellor of Rajiv Gandhi University, Professor S.K. Naik, Vice Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi University, distinguished members of the faculty, members of the court, members of the council, everyone present here, and I gather many are present here who had institutions. Most importantly, I am here for boys and girls, to generate a connect with you that I'll carry back to Delhi. First, congratulations to all those who have got degrees today. You are stepping out in the larger world today, and you get the status of alumni of this great institution. Let me give you a word of caution to you. There is always a great expectation from the convocation address. I will surprise you. I will not surprise you with any such input. I'll talk everything that interests you, your welfare. And the first is, your learning doesn't stop with stepping out of this academic institution, because learning is lifelong. You have to learn all your lives. The only constant in life is change. that was reflected long back, even before Socrates' era, by Heraclitus. He buttressed it by saying, the same person cannot enter the same river twice, because neither the person is the same, nor the river is the same. I therefore will tell you that you are extremely fortunate to be citizens of this great nation, and you are fortunate to be living in times when there is recognition of Bharat as never before. The nation is on the rise is unstoppable. The economic upsurge, we are already fifth largest global economy, on way to becoming the third, and our digital penetration has stunned the world. Global institutions, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, World Economic Forum, they are startled and are accolading India's phenomenal growth. And why not? Our per capita internet consumption, boys and girls, is more than that of China and US taken together. I'm sure it makes a lot of sense. Per capita internet consumption. When it comes to digital transactions, if we combine the digital transactions of USA, UK, France and Germany and multiply by 4, still this country is ahead. Imagine during your times, just a decade back, we had 2 manufacturers of mobiles. Now we have more than 100. We were importing, now we are exporting. We have prestigious mobile manufacturers who are making for India and making for the world from India. Boys and girls, the change has been brought about for you in particular because you stand for meritocracy. Corruption was a big drain on young minds. Favoritism, corruption, nepotism. That was killing your talent. Corruption was a password for a job, for a contract, for an opportunity. It has vanished. Corruption has been neutralized from power corridors. Corruption now is password for what? Accountability by system and to jail. There's a big change that has come for you. Secondly, a country, a democracy like Bharat cannot progress if there is no equality before law. There was a time when many thought we are above law. That time is gone. Everyone is now accountable to law. And that's a ground reality. That again goes to your advantage. What I need to tell you, and what most young boys and girls are not aware, is that your opportunity basket is ballooning by the day. You have to notice that India is a country that is on the rise when you look at sea, when you look at land, when you look at sky, and when you look at space. When rise is all over, opportunities are for you. In space economy and blue economy, to name just 2. And therefore, the narrow groove that the only opportunity lies in a government job, you have to shake it off. Because if you see the Indian economic landscape, it is being transformed not by science of industry and balance. New people are entering into it. People like you are entering into it. Gen Z and your generation is the spinal strength of Bharat. And therefore, think out of the box. My very strong suggestion to you, never have fear of failure. Failure is natural. With all this background I have given you, you will be startled. Sometimes you will find in your life your failure is unjustified and his success is not appropriate. This is bound to happen. Take it in stride. If International Monetary Fund called India a land of opportunity and investment, It was not for government jobs. Why was it made? This is a land where you have an ecosystem now, where every young mind can exploit his energy, exploit talent, realize aspirations and dreams. And therefore, not only you have to look into deeply the basket of opportunities that is enlarging by the day, you also, boys and girls, have to focus the hand-holding schemes which the government has unfolded for you. The affirmative schemes where you can engage in innovation, experimentation, and that is happening in the country at a massive level. India is home now to world's most prestigious unicorns, startups. It is by whom? It is by boys and girls like you. And therefore, things have dramatically changed. The change is for you. And the change has been brought about in infrastructure. Earlier, even my generation, people used to dream whether we will have this kind of infrastructure. I go back to my days in government, 35 years ago when I was a union minister. And I found gold of this country was shipped to 2 banks in Switzerland to be placed. Our foreign exchange was dwindling around $1 billion US. And now, boys and girls, it is 650 times. 650 times. So India at a global level is a country of hope and possibility. You have to nurture your ambitions. If there is an idea that occurs to you, don't allow your mind to be a parking place for that idea for fear of failure. No one has succeeded without having failed once or twice in life or in one's mission. Success of Chandrayaan-3, where India managed to land its, Chandrayaan-3, at that part of moon where none has gone so far. It was second time. Chandrayaan-2 was majorly successful, but not complete. But success of Chandrayaan-3, the seed was shown in Chandrayaan-2. And therefore, I would strongly urge that you need to contribute to the journey that is Viksit Bharat. All of you have to contribute. People of my generation will not be around in 2047, at least I'm sure about it, others may carry on. But you will be there. You will be in the driver's seat. You are the driving engines. And therefore this marathon march, which is being driven by youth of this country, the demographic dividend, please monetize every opportunity, every second. You could never have imagined a better scenario for you when those who have got degrees today are taking a leap in the larger world. There was a time, boys and girls, find out, you would not find an Indian in the top global corporates. And now, 360-degree turn. There is no global corporate that doesn't have an Indian mind at the head. We are leading it. Who are these people? These ladies and gentlemen. They are that category which was there in these seats 15 years ago. So your destination for me is well known. Please take a call, take a big jump, be positive. Have respect for your teachers, respect for your society, respect for your parents. And as an individual, I will make 2 suggestions to you. You will be hugely contributing to national economy if you do 2 things. 1, believe in local. Using imported clothes, imported furniture, imported curtains, imported toys has 3 deleterious effects. 1, employment. We snatch employment from our people who could make them. Our foreign exchange is drained. Our entrepreneurship is blunted. Same is about raw material export out of this country. And don't use petrol or gas or any other natural resource because your pocket can afford. No. You are trustees. There has to be optimal utilization of natural resources. As a matter of fact, you have to set the trend in this country that we are always nationalist. Nation is always ahead of all other interests. Under no circumstances will compromise our national interest for any gain, political or otherwise. You will be somewhat surprised how come a chairman is speaking so, Chairman Rajya Sabha, whose entire week has been washed away. It is with pain and anguish I share with you. I appeal to every parliamentarian. We have to justify and vindicate the trust reposed by the people of this country, 1.4 billion. Their aspirations and dreams have to fructify through our positive actions. We cannot depend on disruption and disturbance as a weapon, as a political strategy to keep away from debate, dialogue, and discussion, deliberation. But your force is fundamental. If you generate an ecosystem, I am sure every parliamentarian will be alive that youth of this country is your watchdog. The youth is watching you. Youth will ask questions to you. Why are you not doing your duty? For what purpose you are keeping away from discussion? And lastly, because time is a constraint. Time will always be a constraint. My very best wishes to all of you. With the consent of the Chancellor, Suresh Babuji, I invite members of the faculty and students, boys and girls, to be my guests in batches at the Indian Parliament. I would love to share my thoughts with you. And I'm sure you will make it in batches and soon enough. I'm a good host, by the way. I mean it. And lastly, trust me, boys and girls, I am leaving this place with supreme confidence, supreme hope, full of optimism, because nowhere in the world you will find that kind of talent with the sparkling eyes that I see before me. And therefore, best of luck to you. May God bless you. And again, no tension, no stress. Go as per your aptitude. And I'm sure your parents will be here with you. Thank you so much.
और बहुत धन्यवाद आदरणीय माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय। इनसे शांत वक्तव्य के लिए हम सब आपके प्रति आभारी हैं। अब मैं राष्ट्रगान के लिए आप सभी से आग्रह करता हूं अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं। हमारे अतिथियों